Hello students, welcome to this session of basic writing skills under the communication skills. In the last two sessions, you have learned what is communication, its methods, and the ways you can make your communication more effective, the 7 C's of communication. Now, after learning this, you could really relate how communication skills are important to achieve desired goals or results. As we are aware, verbal communication in the written form is one of the most effective ways to convey one's message, right? So let's highlight on this part. For effective written communication, one needs to shape the message with suitable vocabulary, appropriate sequences of ideas, right flow of the language before sending it to someone else. We should be careful in this type of communication as it can be used as evidence and are proof of any commitments that we make. So in the basic writing skills, what you have to improve? Like for example, you have to understand the basic use of grammar and in which you can describe the situations, your experiences, your incidents in simple and short sentences. And of course, the opening and the concluding piece of writing can carve impressions on one's mind. So we'll be learning understanding parts of speech, phrase, sentences, articles, paragraph writing. First one, we'll be looking into the parts of speech. A part of speech is a word that with a special job in a sentence. Just like a person can be a doctor, engineer, driver, teacher, whatever it is. Same way, these 8 parts of speech have got their different work to do in a sentence. Just like a doctor has a special job in the community, noun also has a special role to play in a sentence. Like, so you could see here, I have given 8 noun, pronoun, verb, adjectives, adverb, prepositions, interjection, conjunction. All these are 8 parts of speech which we have. Let us look into that one by one. A noun is a word that names a person, place, animal, thing, or idea. A pronoun is a word that is used in place of a noun. A verb is a word that shows action, being, or possession. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. An adverb is a word that adds to the meaning of a verb, adjective, or another adverb. A preposition is a word that shows the relation of a noun or pronoun to another word in a sentence. Interjection is a word that expresses a sudden or a strong feelings like hey, wow, oops. A conjunction is a joining word. It connects words and parts of a sentence together. Now here, there's an example given over here. Ravi looked intently at the red book kept on the wooden table. He quickly picked it up but thought of reading it later. Now in this sentences, you could see there is different usage of all these parts of speech. We will see. Like for example, Ravi. Ravi comes under the category of noun. As we have mentioned, noun is nothing but a name of a person, place, thing, event, or any idea. Here in the given example, Ravi, book, and table are nouns. Names and titles are assigned as proper nouns. Rest are all common nouns. In the next part, you could see in the pronouns, pronouns is used in the place of a noun. So here different pronouns are like he, she, it, you, I. All these are different parts of pronouns which we use in our general writing. Here in the given example, we could see he, which is talking about Ravi, and about it, which is talking about the book. Next one is the verb. Verb is an action. Now in this given sentences, you can see looked, picked, thought, reading, or the actions which they have mentioned over here. Though there is one more action I have mentioned over here, you're going to tell it later which one I have not highlighted. You can tell the answer once the session is over. Next one, move towards the adjectives. Adjectives are something which describes the noun. Here you could see the word red and wooden, which is telling about the book. The color of the book is red and the table is wooden. Next one is adverb. Adverb is something which describes a verb or another adverb or adjective. Here, intently and quickly are adverbs given in the given sentences. Coming to the prepositions, it shows the relationship of one noun, pronoun, or noun phrase with another. In the given sentence, you can see at and on are prepositions. Next one, talking about conjunctions. It connects two words, phrases, or sentences. In this given example, you could see but is the conjunction which has been used over here. Now let us look into the phrase. A group of words without a verb, subject, object, or predicate is called a phrase. Now here you can see an example I have given, a beautiful home. Now when you look into this set of words, can you get any meaning? Let us have a checklist over there. I have given the 4 checklists. The first one, is it a group of words? Yes, it is. Next one, no subject verb agreement. Here, it doesn't make any complete sense. It is not a sentence. It has neither a subject nor a predicate. So, it cannot stand alone. That means you can't get a meaning using these words alone. Next one, in such a group of words, it is called as a phrase, but if this phrase is used in a sentence, it gives a unique meaning. Like I could say, she lives in a beautiful home. Now here you can get a different meaning using this phrase into a sentence. Phrases combine words into a sentences. There are few examples given in your textbook. A red bicycle is a phrase, but when I want to put up into a sentence, Lata is riding a red bicycle. Next example, is sitting is a phrase where if I put into a sentence, the monkey is sitting on the tree. Yes, so this is phrase. Now there are different types of phrase over here. Phrases can be noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverbial phrase, and prepositional phrase. First one is noun phrase. Noun phrase that acts like a noun. It has a noun plus other associated words which modifies a noun. Here I have given an example. Neve is playing with his toy car. You could see I have underlined that this is a noun phrase. Next one is verb phrase. Group of main verb and helping verb within a sentence gives you a verb phrase. Example, she has finished her homework. Has finished, where finished is the main verb and has is the helping verb. Next one, adjective phrase. In the adjective phrase, one or more words work together to give more information about an adjective. Adjective phrase modifies noun. Like this car is very expensive. Here you could see expensive is the adjective which is talking about the car. The car is really very expensive, and the very word is acting more prominently to the word expensive. Next one is adverb phrase. One or more words work together to give more information about the adverb. Adverb phrase modifies verb. Example, he entered the room very quietly. Here very quietly is the adverb phrase in this sentence. The last one is prepositional phrase. One or more words work together to give information about preposition. That means it informs about the time, location, or position or conditions. Example, he is sleeping on the mat. Where is he sleeping? On the mat. On the mat is the prepositional phrase. Coming up to sentences. When a group of words are arranged in such a way that it conveys the complete meaning of an idea, then such group of words is called a sentence. Example, what is your name? I am going to the market. Birds fly. Please give me a glass of water. All these are complete sentences and giving a complete meaning to it. Here you can see there are basic 4 expressions in the sentences. The first one is assertive. A sentence in the form of statement is called an assertive or declarative sentence. Like they tell you the fact or the information about something and they give you a complete thought about it. That is an assertive or declarative sentence. Example, I am going to school. Ram is a good boy. He is going to Delhi today. Next one is interrogative. Interrogative sentences are sentences that are used to ask questions, and it generally ends with a sign of interrogation, that is question mark. And it always start with the WH type of questions like what, when, where, why, how. Example: what do you prefer, tea or coffee? What is your name? In which class do you study? Next one is imperative. Sentences which expresses order, command, request, advice or suggestion are called imperative sentences. Like for example, sit down quietly is an order, march forward, it's a command, please lend me 10 rupees, it's a request, work hard, it's an advice, let us have a walk is a suggestion. These are few examples. Next one is exclamatory sentence. The sentences which express some strong feelings or emotions such as sorrow, joy, surprise, wonder, contempt, etc. are called exclamatory sentences. Examples like what a beautiful flower, and then you can see at the end you can have a exclamatory mark. Bravo, well done. Oh, what a fool he is. All these carry an exclamation mark at the end. Exclamatory sentence end with a sign of exclamation. Learning further about sentences, we can see kinds of sentence over here based on the structure. First one, simple sentence. Second one, compound sentence. And third one, complex sentence. In the simple sentence, a sentence contains a subject and a verb and expresses a single thought that can stand on its own. A simple sentence is itself an independent clause. Like here example, I study in class 10th. Here it gives a full meaning. Here you have an independent subject. Here you have predicate. So this is an independent clause and it's a simple sentence. Next one, compound sentence. In this compound sentence, the sentence has two clauses and it should have at least two main clauses and it may have a subordinate clause. Here in the example you could see, I went to meet him but he was not at home. Here you could see, I went to meet him gives the full meaning. You can say it's an independent clause, but he was not at home. Here, but has been added to join these two sentences. He was not at home. So here you could see these conjunctions are being added over here to join these two main clauses. And a conjunction joining two main clauses is called as coordinating conjunction, and such clauses are also called as coordinating clauses. Next example we see over here is, we reached the restaurant but it was closed, so we went to Highway Dhaba. Here also you could see there are more than two independent clauses over here, and as I told you, it is also called as coordinate clauses. Next one, complex sentences. In this sentence it has only one main clause and at least one subordinate clause. So you can expect more subordinate clauses over here. Example, I go because I want to meet him. Now here you could see which is the main and independent clause and which is being depended by other. And next example, as he was working hard, he was quickly promoted to next rank. Here also, he was quickly promoted to the next rank gives you the full meaning. It's an independent clause, and the next one is an supportive, that is dependent, subordinate clause. Now let's talk about articles. Articles are the words used before noun and they also modify nouns. There are three articles in all. They are a, and the. In fact, they are demonstrative adjectives. They are broadly been divided into two categories, that is definite articles and indefinite article. A and is an indefinite article. The is a definite article. Let's talk about indefinite articles first. A and an are indefinite articles used with singular noun, signify a noun generally. They bought a book. I saw an elephant in the zoo. Now here they tell you something in generally. They don't talk specifically about the certain book or the certain elephant. Now here you could see a and an, how it's been differentiated, why and how the usage has been done in this. If the word gives the sound of a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, like you know we have 26 alphabets A to Z. From that 5 are picked up as vowels, that is A, E, I, O, U, and rest 21 are consonants. Whenever you have a consonant sound, you have to put the article A before it, and whenever the vowel sounds are there, you have to put the article an over there. Example: an orange, an honest man, butterfly is an insect. Now here you could see an honest man. The letter starts with H, but the sound which we get from this word is A, that is honest man. So you are going to use the article an over here. Next one is definite articles. The is definite article which is being used particularly to show specifically about or to know more about the noun. Example: the sky is crowded with stars. Here we are talking particularly about the sky. Anu is the head girl of her school. Now in this sentence also we are talking about the head girl. Now Anu, who is she? She is the head girl of the school. So here the is generally used to show particularly before the holy books or before the names of hills, rivers, canals, historical buildings, or before unique common nouns like the sun, the moon, the sky, the earth, or before the political parties also like the Students' Union, the National Congress, and before the nationalities and races also like the Christians, the Buddhists, and it's also used in front of the abbreviations also. Sorry, not before the abbreviations, but before the geographical lines like the equator, the Tropic of Capricorn, or the longitudes. So these are the articles. So now we come to the construction part, that is the paragraph writing. Here paragraph writing is the basic fundamental unit of composition, and it is a group of sentences which revolves around the central idea in proper order with some logic. It should have variety of at least having 8 to 10 sentences giving the basic idea on what the topic belongs to. Here writing a paragraph must consider basic things like the topic of the paragraph, opening sentence, the explanation part. Under the explanation you can put the problem, solution, benefits, and finally you can conclude this in a very positive way. Here in this a small pictorial effect I have given over here to have a better understanding that if you don't have the top part, your hamburger is incomplete. So everything is required over the top and the last bun and the middle part, whatever the supporting lines are there. All these are very important to construct a proper paragraph. So whatever the grammar, what we have learnt earlier to help you out to bring out a proper paragraph, and where you can show your written skills and where you can have a better communication. So that's all for this session. Thank you.